All right. Hello, hello, and welcome to our newest educational stream sponsored by NumisMe. For this episode, we're going to talk about non-fungible tokens. In previous episodes, we talked about what I would consider the more traditional side of crypto, things like decentralized finance, the blockchain, and then just basic charting and analysis tools that you can use. So if you haven't seen those, feel free to check those out. I think there's a lot of great data. And a reminder that this is a little bit of an informal stream, and we do take Q&A as we go. So, what we lack in polish, I think we make up for in providing some really helpful information to make you a more successful trader, to manage your risk, and to make money. Maybe have a little fun along the way. So let's start with, what is an NFT? NFTs it's an acronym for non-fungible token. And non-fungible token, I guess to explain this, first you have to understand what fungibility is. So fungibility, in simple terms, it's a unique item. One NFT is not the same as another NFT. And for those who are super new, NFT is really just a data file standard, and it can store things like pictures, which is the most common type of NFT, and then other multimedia. But what you see most often in the crypto space is you see people with an NFT profile picture. You might see this on Twitter or Reddit, Instagram, Discord, wherever you are. You've probably bumped into some of these. Some of the popular or well-known ones would be Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is a series of 10,000 procedurally drawn ape pictures, or CryptoPunks, which are a throwback to retro pixel art, and kind of like you might find on a Nintendo or Atari if you are a little bit older like me. Now, those are kind of top tier, very expensive. There are thousands, and I really truly mean thousands, of different NFT projects out there, even just in the profile picture side of the house. And so it's a really wide, diverse space full of artists and content creators and singers and all kinds of very interesting people and projects. So we're going to walk through one of the popular exchanges. We're going to walk through just the basics of searching for NFTs, filtering NFTs, looking for high rarity NFTs, and then talk a little bit along the way about the broader NFT space, some of the trends and some of the projects you might encounter. So let's start with what I should have up on the screen. Hopefully you can see it, which is OpenSea. OpenSea is the best known and arguably most popular NFT marketplace. Now, there are dozens of NFT marketplaces. I could name a few. GameStop, the company that sells video games, they opened one this year. Rarible is another competitor in the space to OpenSea. Instagram, as of this week, actually allows you to sell NFTs on the market or on the website there. And I think you're going to see more and more integration with what we call the Web3 space, which encompasses crypto, DeFi, NFTs, all of this. You're going to see more integration with existing social media platforms and NFTs. And we already see it in some small ways. For example, Twitter allows you to link your profile picture to a NFT on the blockchain, which is pretty cool. Reddit, they do the same as well. And now with Instagram directly supporting the buying, selling, trading of NFTs, I mean, that's kind of huge. Instagram isn't maybe the most relevant social media platform, but it is definitely in the top 5. And I think that's just an indication of where we're going. Now with Elon Musk buying Twitter, I expect that integration to grow and to expand into new ways, new areas within the crypto space. So let's look at OpenSea here. So when you first load it up, you're usually going to get bombarded by some recent drops or whatever the currently hyped project is, or if maybe folks can pay to get sponsored on this on the top of OpenSea. I'm honestly not sure how they decide, but you're going to log in, or I'm sorry, you're going to load the page up, OpenSea.io, and you're going to see the search bar at the top that lets you search for different projects. You're going to see a set of menus here. You'll see the advertisement, and then you can scroll down and you're going to see the top trending projects. And I believe this is for the past 24 hours. So this is telling you over the past 24 hours, these are the top 10 most traded projects, or at least according to whatever algorithm OpenSea is using, these are popular. Now, this encompasses all chains. Keep in mind that in crypto, you have a variety of what we'll call blockchains, a variety of networks that you can use different services on. For example, Bitcoin is one chain. Ethereum is a completely different chain. The apps that run on Ethereum do not run on Bitcoin. The apps that run on Ethereum do not run on other chains like Solana or Avalanche or even Polygon, right? So each of those chains will have its own unique NFT projects, will have its own unique marketplaces, and then some NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, they actually support a variety of chains. So you can see that in the list here, they have Arbitrum, which is an Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. So it's part of Ethereum, but you have to log into it separately. It's a little bit cheaper and faster than the base Ethereum layer. You have Avalanche, which is a competing chain to Ethereum. You have Ethereum itself, which Ethereum hosts the majority of the NFT market. Most projects are on Ethereum. Most money is on Ethereum. It's just when the market is spicy, especially when you're in an active bull market, Ethereum gas prices can be pretty scary. And when I say pretty scary, I mean anywhere from, say, $50 to $300, in rare cases, even more. And that's just because the Ethereum chain currently, if you're not using a layer 2 scaling solution like Arbitrum, the base layer Ethereum is kind of slow. And that means that when you buy something, say you buy an NFT on Ethereum, you're competing with hundreds or thousands of other people that are also trying to buy something at the same time. And whoever pays the most gas will get to process their transaction sooner. And so when you have a really spicy NFT project launching, let's say there's one launching at 1 p.m. today, and maybe there's 10,000 people trying to buy initially because they want to buy that NFT and then maybe try to sell it. Or they want to buy it and hold it, but they want to get it cheap at the mint price. When that many people hit the Ethereum chain, it jacks up the gas price. And it just becomes a little bit cost ineffective. So something to think about. It's not as much of an issue right now because we are in peak bear market and gas is pretty cheap. So looking down the list, let's see, we have Clayton, we have Optimism, which is another, excuse me, Ethereum layer 2, and then Polygon. And Polygon is arguably the biggest layer 2, definitely the most popular layer 2 for Ethereum. And Solana. Solana over the past year was probably a top 3 chain in terms of popularity for buying, selling, trading NFTs. I do think that they've fallen out of favor a little bit more recently. In my opinion, your top picks are always going to be 1, Ethereum, 2, Ethereum layer 2s like Polygon, like Arbitrum, Optimism, and then 3, Tezos. Now, to me, Tezos hosts the most authentic artist communities in crypto, and you'll find a lot of very talented artists. You'll find a lot of in real life non-Web3 famous artists there that aren't so much into the crypto scene. And then after that, maybe Solana, I would rank that up there. So those are the chains that I would look at if you're going to be actively trying to play in the NFT space. So let's go check out a project. Let's look at, we talked about Bored Apes. Let's go ahead and talk about the Bored Apes for a second. I'm going to type in Bored Ape at the top, and you're going to see it comes up. First one, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Look for that blue logo there. When you see that, that is a verified account. And I say to do that because there are a lot of fake accounts in crypto, a lot of fake scammer accounts that are trying to steal your money. And OpenSea does a fair job of trying to shut those down off of its website. But the thing that makes it challenging is also the reason we love Web3 crypto, blockchain, decentralized infrastructure, is that no one, including OpenSea, can remove an NFT from the blockchain. Once it's up there, it's up there. But OpenSea can choose not to display that particular data on its website, and other websites can do the same thing, right? They can choose not to display certain things, but it's still out there. It's still on the blockchain. So you could theoretically steal someone's artwork, post it up, pretend to be them, and even if you get caught, it's never going to be removed from the blockchain. But like I said, most of these websites, they will filter any illegal, stolen, scammy projects. They'll hide those. So most of the time, you're not going to see them. That's why these blue check marks are so important, because that means that OpenSea went and verified this is the correct project. So if I saw 3 Bored Ape Yacht Clubs in this search dropdown, I would pick this one. Let's go visit. So when it first loads, you're going to see a little bit of information about the project at the top. When it loads very slowly. Wait, I don't know why it's hope OpenSea is not. Oh, there we go. Looks like my browser was just being a little bit funny. So here we're going to see the name of the project, who it's by, and you can click that and you can see other projects from Yuga Labs. Yuga Labs being the creator of Bored Apes. You can see what they hold in their wallet. And it's going slow, so let's just stay on the page we're on. You're going to see a little bit of information about the project in terms of how many items are in this collection. So Bored Apes, there's 10,000 Bored Apes. And then that was created in April of 2021. Now it says creator fee. Creator fee is 2.5%. And what that means is every time you buy or every time you sell a Bored Ape, 2.5% of that goes back to Yuga Labs as a creator. And this is one of the unique things about NFT marketplaces. It's also a very divisive topic. Some marketplaces do not respect this creator fee, and you can trade fee-free. Others, and I'm of the opinion of the others, that for a lot of up-and-coming artists, this creator fee is a really great innovative way of providing income to up-and-coming artists. Now in the case of Bored Apes, Yuga Labs, they have way too much money, right? So that's not an issue for them, but there are a lot of very small artists that, they might sell that initial artwork for cheap. And then as they grow in popularity, the value of their work grows, but they never get a cut of that, right? And not just that, even if they never take off, but they still manage to sell a decent amount, that helps supplement their income so they can continue to create content and create new things. I think that's fantastic. I think it's something I'd love to see even in the real world. It's just a lot harder to implement in traditional art circles, right? if I sell a physical painting, it's really hard to track, my ownership of that over the decades and continue to give me a cut of any sales. Not to mention, a lot of people could just do it under the table, right? So, interesting idea that it came out of Web3, and I love it. And then it tells you what chain it's on, in this case, Ethereum. You can click see more, which tells you just a little bit more about the project. And then you're going to see volume. So this is volume measured in ETH. ETH right now, I think, is around $1,600. It's varied over time. At times, since Bored Apes have been out, Ethereum's been almost $5,000 and as low as $800. So, you got to think of this in terms of ETH, not the dollar value. The current floor price, around 70 Ethereum, right? Now it says best offer. So one of the things you can do in NFTs is you can extend an offer to a collection. I could come in and say, hey, I don't care which one I get. If anyone in the Bored Ape Yacht Club wants to sell me their Bored Ape for 1 Ethereum, anyone, this is a blanket offer. Here you go. And if someone takes me up on it, I get one of their NFTs. And this tells you what percent of the collection is listed. Normally, lower is more bullish. The higher of a percent you see listed for sale, the worse. Generally, the worse of an indicator that is. That means a lot of people don't want to hold on to their NFTs, and or there's not enough buyers to clean up the listed posts. So you generally want to see a low number for listed. The number of owners, here you typically want to see a higher number relative to the number of items in the collection. And same with unique owners. You want to see a higher number of unique owners, because if you see something like, say, 30% unique owners, that means every person that own, or that on average people own 3 of that particular NFT, right? Which means there's a lot less diverse ownership. That means it's more likely that they will dump those NFTs when they get a chance. So one of the most common ways NFTs are categorized are by their traits. Traits are what you see here. Could be anything. In the case of Bored Apes, it's the background, clothes, earring, eyes, fur, hat, mouth, right? And that's going to be different for every collection. Maybe your collection isn't apes. Maybe it's cars, or maybe it's, I don't know, pictures of trees or something. And, you might have different things like fruit or leaf color or sky color, whatever it may be. But these are also different rarities. So if I look here, I expand background and I look, maybe background's not a great one. Let's go with fur. So I look at the fur and I can see the most common fur. The most common fur is brown. 1,370 of the collection have brown. And then the next few very similar numbers. It's not until you get to golden brown, cream, you start getting down to the lowest until you get, here we're seeing trippy, solid gold. And let's take a look. You can click on these boxes, filter the view, and there you go. And you can see this is a pretty wild fur color, kind of psychedelic rainbow. And these guys look like gold. Pretty wild as well. Those are a lot rarer. And because they're rarer traits, people typically will pay more for that. And this is essentially how the NFT market works. If you're trading profile pictures, images, your goal is ultimately to find the cheapest NFT with the rarest traits. And there's different ways to do it. You have a lot of filters here. In this case, I might say, all right, I really want to try to get in on a solid gold ape. What is the floor price or the cheapest that I can find it for? Can sort it by price, low to high. Looks like 1,000 ETH is the cheapest that I could get into the solid gold apes for. So maybe one tactic would be, hey, can I find one for less than 1,000 ETH? And if I see that come up and I think the market looks healthy and the price is going to go up, maybe I buy it. and then I buy it. If the floor price goes up, let's say it goes to 1,200 ETH, I sell it. I make 200 ETH, right? That's the fundamental concept of how people trade, sell, make money on NFTs. They try to get in on a particular trait at a price that is borderline too low or at the lower range, and then looking for an opportunity to sell it later for a higher price. Now, sometimes people misprice things. People will also price certain traits lower than they're worth because they're not paying attention. This is crypto. The market is volatile. The prices of assets are volatile. Things change from minute to minute and day to day. So there are a lot of opportunities every day to find undervalued NFTs in different projects, buy them and try to flip them, within a few days and make a little bit of money. Yeah. So in a nutshell, that is NFTs. What I would say, if you want to start small, these trending projects are good. Some tips, join Twitter. Twitter's probably still the best place to find leads on up and coming NFT projects. Join Twitter and build a list of NFT communities, NFT projects. Look for any new up and coming projects, things that haven't released yet, and try to get in on what they call wait lists, which some projects will say, we'll build a list basically to say, hey, we're going to launch this NFT tomorrow. You're on the wait list. So you are allowed to buy, also known as minting. You're allowed to buy some of our NFTs the day of the launch. And only you people that are on the wait list are allowed to. That generally is a good tactic that a lot of people use to try and do a quick flip on an NFT to make some money. Now, the waitlist concept has fallen out of favor a little bit in the past 6 months, but it's still pretty prevalent. And at the end of the day, the best tactic for trying to make money on small NFTs is still to, use some of the news sites out there, some of the NFT sites that track upcoming launches. Look at, follow those projects. If they look like they have a little bit of potential, then maybe buy one or two of their NFTs on the day they launch. One thing a lot of people say is to always get two. I can't say that that's great advice, but that's something to think about, which is if you get two NFTs from a mint and you plan to sell one right after for a quick flip, and maybe that makes enough to make up for your mint price. So you got your money back that you invested, and then you hold the second one longer, and if the project value goes up, then you can sell it for even more. But that really only works when the first one you sell makes the money back that you originally invested. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat here and see if we have any questions. It looks like we don't have any. So as always, I really appreciate you. We enjoy hosting these educational streams. If there's anything that you would love to see that you're curious about, drop into either visit me on Twitter, one Mr. Poppy, or visit our Discord for NumisMe, who sponsors this and other content that I support. Drop in and just let me know what you're interested in seeing. We're always looking for new ideas, and these are always a lot of fun. So best of luck trading.